Hey guys, welcome to the next part of this awesome, I would say, podcast with Txema Hermoso from Ref Panda. Thank you for putting this like button like crazy on the previous video. Thank you for these big results. Appreciate it. So, and as promised, we proceed with the discussion about Euro 2024 best innovations, best strategies, best tools, and so on is on the way right here in this podcast. So, Chema, without any further delay, let's start discussing strategies for attracting players for these main football championships like Euro 2024. And the first question is gonna be, what are the strategies to for player interaction and participation and compelling incentives for players?
Well, I think we already touched a bit the topic, so try not to repeat myself too much. I think offer something giving a real touch because users already want to leave the euro as far as possible. I would suggest generate the possibility of achieving something they would never achieve without you, without this promotion. As I mentioned, football T-shirts, tickets for the matches, trip to Germany, something like that, and also promote engagement. Me as a user, probably I will just bet on and watch Spanish matches because I'm Spanish and I will follow Spain. Maybe some very important match like France versus the Netherlands, but not like a random match, let's say Austria playing against a lower team. However, if you give me a promotion in which every match counts, in which even if you generate like free betting, €1 free bet for every single match, or you get daily €1 free bet to invest in any match you want, that will generate me engagement. That will give me a reason to log into my betting account on a daily basis and follow the matches I normally wouldn't initially be interested. And once you decide to follow this match and you did your free bet or whatever the promotion is, then there is very likely that the users decide to continue betting a bit more than what the promotion was bringing. So let's say free bet of €1 every day, then I log into my account, I follow the match, and I might consider in-play betting at some point. I will be checking also tomorrow matches when the match finishes. So I will keep engaged on a daily basis rather than every 5 days when my national team is playing. And we didn't speak about online casino, but I think there is also a market for Euro 2024. I think people is anxious for football, and so do gamblers. They would prefer playing a football slot or something related to their national team colors rather than the classical Greek slot machine, or something about gods. So I encourage all casino operators to think about and to look around football themed games, Euro themed stuff, national team themed slots or games.
Yeah, nice advices. I'm sure operators who watches us can implement it shortly. In part of casino, like very good approach. In part of betting, sending push notifications or something without not without with corners with some scores and so on. Also a good idea. Engage your users on a daily basis during this championship, and you will be on the top. So. As we already mentioned, influence marketing, it's quite huge. It's growing right now. What do you think? How can social media and influencer marketing be used to attract players during this championship?
Well, we know that social media platforms, they are trying to get away from gambling, and actually they are banning accounts. A couple of weeks ago, I heard of some online gambling account was removed from LinkedIn. However, I think there is still room for some gray areas. Let's say, for example, a social media influencer saying, go bet here and win money, it's clearly breaching service terms and conditions, and probably on the long run he would get his account banned. But someone just comparing odds would be already less clear that he's promoting gambling. He's just doing something that the audience could be interested in. And even someone just talking about a match happening that evening and telling that he thinks that Team B could be an underdog and could beat Team A, even though Team A is the favorite. I would say that while it's very far from the regulators of social media of being considered a breach in terms and conditions, because they are not actively talking about gambling, but to the user, if they give you the feeling that you got some privileged information, something that you wouldn't know if you weren't watching this influencer, it will give you the hint, oh, I know this, I need to go and gamble here because I know I will win money this way. I think that the users feel like the influencer and they react to the stories and then content. And I believe engaging content is the key here.
Yes, exactly. Totally agree. What I figured out while working with influence marketers during the last year, if they play, if they bet, if they do something similar to needed users activity, it always works better. If they run any promotions with it, with t-shirts, with bonuses or whatever, it also works. But engagement is crucial. So let's talk about innovations and innovative approaches and technologies which are on the market already. We discussed AI, that it's not a trend, but it's already on the market. It's like a usual tool for everybody. Everybody use it. If you don't, it's time. Believe me, it's time to begin with it. So, what do you think? How can advanced technologies and innovations be utilized in sports marketing, like gamification, augmented reality, and virtual reality? What do you think about it?
Well, you mentioned gamification. I really believe in gamification. I think it's a great strategy. Turning the betting experience into a competition with colleagues or friends. I think that we humans are very competitive, and we love showing off that we can beat our competitors. I always think about a friend that he's always telling me, look, I won 100 euros with this bet. I won these 200 euros with this bet. And I say to myself, oh, this guy, he always wins such amounts of money. But I also think that probably he's doing another 5 or 10 bets that he's not winning. But obviously he's not telling me those. So maybe, I don't know if he's really winning money or he's balanced or he's losing. But everybody who makes a successful bet, they want to share, and we want to show off our success with our relatives, with our friends or colleagues. So I believe that creating daily or weekly competitions, it will increase the engagement. Let's say if I would be super happy if an operator create some platform that allows me to add my friends, and we can make a small league between 5 or 10 friends. Let's see who makes more money betting on the group stage or on the knockout stage. I believe the success of also the free games, like all these in-app purchases, like those games for the telephone that you need to create a village, or you have a hero and you need to buy a better sword or whatever, shows that users, they engage for free and they start playing that game. But then when the competition appears, when they want, to have a bigger village than their friends or a better hero than their colleagues, they don't have a problem in investing money into getting that success, and then sharing with their colleagues. Oh, look how good is my village. Look, my hero, how strong he is. I beat this guy.
Yeah, exactly. That is how it works. Not only about innovative games and applications like that, but about usual bets also. For example, recently we had a match, box match between Usyk and Fury, and I had no idea to put bet on it. But after a short discussion with my friend who will win and so on, okay, we both made bets and we won as Usyk, but yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Engagement, social engagement is crucial here, and you need to, as a marketer, you need to feed it. You need to give opportunities for the audience to make such bets and make conditions for such bets. So, okay, and already we mentioned in the first part of this podcast. If you didn't see it, you can check the link in the description and go there and get even more insights. We already discussed a little bit about hyper personalization. We had a talk about it. So what do you think? How can data analytics be integrated for personalized interaction with players and partners?
Well, I think that all marketers watching the video, we already spent dozens and dozens of hours trying to read tools like Google Analytics or others, and try to identify the market trends. Try to group customers with a common journey, trying to find exactly what is the most successful strategy, and trying to group people with similar trends, which is very, very difficult because in the end we are all different, and the connecting points are very difficult to find, especially if you're talking about large data. If you have 10,000, 20,000 users, uh, each of them will have a very few things in common with the other one. And then once that you analyze this, and let's say you grouped your customers in 5, 10 different groups, you need to work on creating a personalized experience for each of these groups and ensure the execution is as expected, because then you will ask the mailing team to create emails dedicated for this, but you will need to review and ensure that this execution matches actually what the information and the analysis you did was requesting. Now, at the moment, I think through AI mass data analysis, as we spoke on the previous part of this workshop, it became a tool that we cannot skip and not use. Through an AI, we can analyze mass data. We can identify the client journey in a much deeper way than before. It will be very, very easy nowadays to identify common trends, no matter if it's 20,000 users or 100,000, and provide a personalized experience, because with all this data, you create the common trends and you can analyze, okay, this type of user will need this type of actions. So it's a fascinating period, I believe, for data analytics, because what before it could take you several years to do, now it can be done in a couple of days with the proper training of an AI engine.
Yeah, exactly. That's like a brilliant technology, I would say. But I think you should keep in mind here that personalization is a good idea as localization, which we mentioned in the first video. But when you go deeper and you go into this segmentation, keep in mind not to make it mm, too small segments, I would say, because what I figured out from a similar technology while we've been making retargeting for one of the brands, and there was like a big retargeting or big approaches for the general database. It was working, and it was massive, so the amount of first depositors was quite big. We go into segmentation and we increase the conversion rate from click to registration to deposit and so on, so conversion rates became higher. But what we figured out in the long term, that we got less amount of first deposits in total. So it's not gonna always be like that. It's just one of examples. What I mean from this experience is you should compare both strategies, like global strategy on the brand and customized strategy. And if you figured out something is going wrong, check it, adjust it, switch to another strategy, and so on. So it's not like the medicine for your campaigns, but it's a good approach to test at least. So and that's nice. That's nice. I believe this AI-based slot machines, betting, operator platforms, and so on, gonna take our world in the nearest years for sure. But still, so if we talk about building sustainable long-term partnerships, what we can talk here about, because as I know, these guys who join these betting brands during events like Euro 2024, usually they bet on one or two matches, or they bet during the event. So I would call them occasional buyers, occasional customers, and bettors. And when event finished, probably a mom, a wife, a friend told me, okay, stop here. And he just stops. So it's not like usual bettors who bet on a regular basis during the year because they are involved in such a big amount of events. So, what are the good strategies and how to establish long term communication after such massive events like Euro 24, and how to create value for partners and players throughout the year?
Well, I think first of all we need to get into the user feed, and as you mentioned, uh, there will be a number of customers who are casual bettors, and they will remain doing it. But there will be a number of newly customers acquired just for the Euro event, and it's crucial that all this information we keep it and we treat it very, very careful to try to retain or reactivate this customer. So we know we spoke before, there are three types of potential clients. First one will be like national teams fan. They will engage or reactivate, and we need to engage and reactivate and show them that they could repeat such a feeling during the whole year rather than specifically during the Euros in other competitions. So we know if it was a football fan of England and he opened the account and he just bets on England matches, then we can imagine that he will probably be an interesting client for English Premier League. Same with other geos and their local league. Other type of customer that we spoke is the worldwide football fan. Probably these ones, they will have interest in other leagues as well. So you need to show them why betting on Premier League, why betting on La Liga or Bundesliga could be the best choice for you, even though maybe this person is from an African country and is not a fan of betting on these markets. And then we know that we have casual bettors that they may have engaged with a new website due to a specific promotion related to the Euros, or as we said, like a long-term promotion that keeps him engaged on a daily basis. We need to keep offering similar promotions within other markets. I believe it's crucial to not overwhelm these clients and to create, as we spoke before, tailor-made experience. Because a user, I mean, me personally, if I sign up in a newsletter and I start receiving one email which is unrelated to me, another email, another promotion that is not really interested to me, After 5 or 6 times of getting this email, I will waste a couple of minutes and go and subscribe. So my suggestion is make deep analysis of all these profiles and try to generate the convenient strategies for each of them. I suggest to try sports cross-selling. Imagine we found an NBA fan that he's not really a football fan, but suddenly he decided to sport on Euro 2024, and he decided to follow it because his friends were doing the same, or just to support his country. Let's try to engage with similar user behaviors. Let's create a campaign for the Olympics in which he can also support the national people. On other sports which could be related, handball, basketball, etc., and that type of competitions. And as I said, most important for me, it's keep as something really valuable that customer data and analyze it properly. The AI can do that now much easier than 4 years ago, and that will help you not spamming that valuable client with messages they don't really want. If a user like Promo A, message him about Promo A 2.0, very similar promotion. If a user is engaged due to supporting his country, engage with him through the country on participating in another competition. Know that data analysis is now becoming easier and more crucial, because if you don't do this analysis, your competitors will, and they will take advantage of this. And even if all these approaches, like trying to reach the customer with similar promotions, trying to reach with cross sales, sports or competitions, and that doesn't work, keep your data. Don't keep spamming the user in useless attempts of reactivation, because we know that this user only wanted to bet on European Championship 2024. Then it's very likely that he would like to bet on FIFA Club World Championship happening next summer, or the FIFA Countries World Cup happening in 2 years. So even if this customer is not reacting to 1, 2, 3 reactivating strategies, keep the data and try reactivation for something even more similar to what he engaged with your website. And last one, I would say operators will be the ones having most of this information, and they will know if a user bets on full-time results, more on corners. They will understand trends like Spanish people bet more on corners, and Serbian, they bet more on handicap. I would suggest, since we were talking about partnerships and synergies before, share this information with other companies, other partners that you may have, because, for example, the affiliates could make good profit of this information. If you tell, if an operator tells the affiliates, from our statistics, this market it's focused on corners, or we got more success, people deposits more money or spends more money on this type of bet. Share that information with your partners, because everybody working together can generate higher revenues rather than trying to keep your information independent for your company.
Nice. Sounds like a Bible for these event-driven clients, and totally agree with it. Try not to overwhelm, because what I usually see among operators, we gain the huge database of players, new potential players who played during Euro or similar events, and they try to send them like not 1, 2, 3, as you mentioned, tries, but 100 of emails, push notifications, and so on, trying to squeeze the biggest profit out of it. But if you see there is no profit at all, that's a good idea, really, to keep it for the next big event and try to reactivate them during this event. In such case, I guess you will gain even more profit. So that's an awesome approach, and everybody should keep it in mind. You have a nice dog, by the way. Mine is also sleeping behind me. Maybe trying to say it's time to go for a walk or something. Yeah. Okay. We are on the final stage right now. The last topic I would like to discuss with you is we already discussed like a lot about customers, a lot about affiliates, about the market, how to engage, interact, how to make retention out of it, how to gain a lot of profit. Greedy us, yeah. But let's take care also about the market, about the customers, about the partners, and so on. So what, up to your opinion, what initiatives can be taken for community engagement and corporate social responsibility?
Well, I mean, we've been talking a long time about how to do business, how to make money from Euro 2024. But there are many actions that in some cases can contribute either to both, either to generate money or at least um, generate brand awareness. I think talking about responsible gambling has already become a must on most regulations. And I believe users are normally aware of the threats, and while gambling, they don't want to read or hear about these risks, you know. But I know most operators have big responsible gambling teams, and actually, I've been part of one a few years ago when I started working on gambling, and they take their responsibilities to the limit. You know, they really prefer someone who is betting too much money to stop bringing that money to the company and closing their account rather than continue giving money to the company. So I would say that particularly with responsible gambling, there has to be a continuous action, not something specific for the Euro 2024. And but then I will say also, depending on the market maturity, there could be a few campaigns which could contribute to generate brand awareness. For example, we were talking about Africa. We know that the market is less mature there. The betting industry has been less time there, so people may not be there might be not so much awareness of responsible gambling, what is it, and the risks of gambling. I suggest like make money management courses for winners, you know, because that on one side it will tell the users that you take care of them. On the other one, it will generate the idea that people can really win a lot of money. So if you see a campaign encouraging people who won a million of whatever coin through betting, you can imagine yourself being that person. And on the other hand, you can say this brand does care about their users. They don't just want to take the money, but even if they win the house, they do care of them. So you will build brand awareness. You can make responsible gaming seminars with influencers. We go back to the social media and the influencers. As we spoke before, gambling is kind of forbidden on many social media. But if you are talking about responsible gambling, then the influencer will look on the opposite side. And while building brand awareness, if this influencer is supporting your brand and telling that you are doing this, you could be increasing your potential clients. I think, however, that these strategies, while they could touch the Euro 2024 topic, and you can make like a specific action related to the Euro 2024, they should be strategies applicable during the whole year and for any event. uh, that can help uh, operators build this engagement and this rapport with their customers. What I do agree is that marketing actions, they can be combined with doing some also community work. I've got some marketing friends working in an operator in Africa, and they recently built a futsal pitch on a district where kids used to play just on the streets. And of course, then after building the pitch, they put a lot of branded signs of the operator, because we nobody do anything for free. But I believe as a marketers, we should also consider if our actions, they have a long lasting relevance, not only because of the ethics of doing some community work, but also because I think it's a better marketing if people recall your brand for 2 or 3 years after the action has actually happened, like doing sports development actions, investing in grassroots football or minority sports, um, um, those like youths, those future players who aspire to play in the big leagues, invest on long-lasting impact campaigns rather than short-lived but shining actions. And overall, I would suggest that try to combine your one-time event marketing actions with a long-lasting brand awareness effect.
Yes, I can totally agree, and I can sign this contract or whatever. Totally agree with you that it's better to invest in long term relationships with your customers and partners for sure. And it's not gonna be only online; it's gonna be offline. It's gonna be taking care of your affiliates, of your customers, not only in Africa but all over the world. They deserve it, I believe. So it's a good idea for you, my dear viewers, operators, especially to invest your profits in some community activities. That's not only helpful on behalf of marketing side, but I would say it's also helpful for your souls, guys, and
Absolutely.
to bring some kind deals, some kind attitude to this world. That's really important. So I think we can stop here. We discussed and we covered almost, I would say, every possible topic about Euro 2024. Txema, thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your enormous experience. It's always a pleasure to listen to you, to talk to you. It's like a huge explosion every time. I have such a lot of things to do after this talk. So I hope you, dear viewers, also. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to click on subscribe button, like button, leave a comment. Do you like it or not? Who would you like to see in upcoming podcast episodes? You help with it to our channel so much. Thank you for watching, Txema. Thank you for joining us once again. It was a pleasure. See you. See you in the
Bye,
next
guys.
podcast episodes. Bye bye, guys.